side of the World Gym Arena, saging the audience on her way down. 2022 promises to be a big year, no pun intended, for Miss Braxton, who has, in all honesty, Brittany and Kirby, I have to say, sans the championship, she doesn't have the title right now, but you might be looking at the most impressive diamond in the division at this moment, Brittany.
That is true, and as she does bring that sage, cleaning out 2021 and all of its bad juju, and bringing in 2022 as still a leading competitor here at Reality of Wrestling. Promise Braxton is no one to mess with.
Promise Braxton getting the first victory ever in a first-time Diamonds Tables match, Kirby, and the person she beat carries a lot of weight with her name.
It was Hyon, a former 3-time Diamonds Division champion, but you know right now that all the women are looking towards the Sherry Martel Invitational in just 1 month's time.
Vert Vixen, always a welcome face here. This is her now second time we've seen her on Reality of Wrestling television. The last time she challenged Maddie Rinkowski, Miss Reality herself. They had an impressive contest between the two of them. And Brittany, I know you're very familiar with Vert Vixen, not just here in Reality of Wrestling, but all the places that she's performed.
I am. I have seen her in so many places. I've seen her when she first began, and she has elevated herself so much. And to go against Promise, I mean, this is going to be so good. Promise better watch her back, though, because those kicks that Vert Vixen has are deadly.
Well, you know, these two ladies have met before, Kirby Carry On, in a Reality of Wrestling ring at one of our live events that we have all throughout the great state of Texas in Dayton. These two locked horns.
They did, and honestly, the biggest thing that was shocking to me about that was the fact that Vert Vixen couldn't keep the focus on the match. She had the match won, but then she got caught when Promise Braxton rolled her up, and Promise Braxton came out with the victory. So maybe, hopefully, Vert Vixen can keep her eye on the ball here and get a huge high-profile win on Reality of Wrestling television.
Yeah, taking your eye off the ball and not having 100% focus in there with someone like Promise Braxton is not going to ever lead you to a victory, Brittany.
That is true. Promise is known as vicious and vegan, and you cannot keep your eye off of her. If you cannot let any kind of aggression cloud your vision when you're in the ring.
And here we go, look at this. Promise Braxton showing why she is a former Diamonds Division champion, and you know that she wants to get that championship back, Brittany. That is a high accolade here in the Reality of Wrestling.
It really is, and I mean, these two, again, you literally locking horns right now. Oh! Taking Promise Braxton over.
Now, I do have to ask, Brittany, whenever you have as much experience as you do going up against, you know, or maybe even just running it back one more time, how does your strategy change when you go in for a rematch?
You really have to think about what you did wrong. Watch the tapes, figure it out. I mean, Vert has clearly been watching Promise since the last time that they saw each other in the ring.
You know, when you talk about, though, these two athletes, both complete specimens and really great at their individual styles. To go back to Promise Braxton, sometimes you see somebody in their element and you can just recognize it with immediacy. I go to someone like a Robert Downey Jr., right? He is so cover here, one, and a kick out. Robert Downey Jr., you can tell, was meant to be an actor.
Right.
As soon as he's on camera, cover here, 1, 2. As soon as you see him on camera, there's such a great win. 2, both these women. Reversal, 1, 2. Hold on here. Side headlock from Vert Vixen, sent into the ropes. Oh! The point I was trying to make, Promise Braxton in her element. She seems so comfortable. I mean, you can use the cliche of fish to water, which has been used so many times, but you can tell she was meant for this, but right now the spine is not meant to bounce off the canvas like it just did for Promise Braxton. Great offensive maneuver from Vert Vixen.
Oh, coming in hard with that forearm.
Vert Vixen into the corner, had it scouted there. Reversal. Another quick arm drag.
And we were talking about this being a rematch here earlier, y'all. You can tell right now, as you mentioned, Brittany, Vert Vixen seems to have done her homework, but it looks like right there, oh, see that right there? She was ready for it.
Cover, 1, 2.
Vert Vixen's doing incredible right now.
I told you, those kicks. Gotta watch out for those kicks.
And right now, Vert Vixen. Big shot there from Promise Braxton. Promise Braxton wearing some of the wounds that she has encountered so far from some of those stiff shots from Vert Vixen. Vert Vixen trying to wind up, had it scouted. Maybe Promise was playing possum. Grabs the back of the head by any means necessary. And Promise looks real proud of herself.
She does, but this is not the time to boast. She needs to stay on top of Vert, as she has been the one getting wary in this match in order to win.
You know, I think it speaks volumes to Promise Braxton's, tenure here, that last week we heard from AQA talking about the Sherry Martel tournament, that even AQA wants a match again against Promise Braxton, because last time we saw them here, Promise Braxton got the win. So I think Promise Braxton has a lot of eyes on her, not just from AQA, maybe from Hyon, from Vert Vixen. Literally everybody is looking at Promise Braxton right now.
Right now, Vert Vixen runs into the corner and catches an elbow from Promise Braxton. Promise Braxton now has her Northern Light suplex cover. 1, 2, and a kick out.
And then Vert Vixen was looking at the lights instead of Promise, and Promise again on top of Vert Vixen.
Right now, Vert Vixen trying to mount an offensive comeback and an elbow to the back of the neck and the top of the spine from Promise Braxton, the Rebel Buddhist. And some knee lifts here. Definitely will slow you down. Promise Braxton picking her up and a scoop and a slam, showing off the strength and the power. Looking to drop the knee right across the throat and the chin. Cover. 1, 2, and a big kick out there from Vert Vixen. Kirby, what is Vert gonna have to do to get back into this match?
She's gotta find an opening somehow, but against Promise Braxton, I don't know how that's possible. Whenever Promise finds an opening, she just completely goes in and tries to go for the kill. Vert Vixen, though, has got to reverse that somehow.
Vert Vixen, though, talking about reversal, blocking this attempt at a suplex. Some shots to the ribs, and Brittany, this might be the opening she needed.
Yes, it looks like it is. It's, knocking Promise down.
Promise, though. Oh, look at that. Vert Vixen lands on her feet. Promise just got tripped up. Oh, wait a minute. An STO cover. 1, 2, and a kick out there from the Rebel Buddhist. The Rebel Buddhist, Promise Braxton, showed a bit of frustration, Kirby.
Absolutely, and it was a strong kick out too. As you can see, both women trying to regroup, trying to figure out what else they got to do. They got to start digging deep because they got to land a big shot to put the other one down.
I am impressed with how quickly and how vicious Promise Braxton kicked out of that. That was not...
This is your main event of the week. Promise Braxton, Vert Vixen. Of course, we are expected to hear from the Reality of Wrestling champion. Cover 1, 2, and a big kick out there. We're expecting to hear from the Reality of Wrestling champion, Will Allday, here later on tonight, who was in a very controversial conclusion to Christmas Chaos. And now, looking for a... Looks like she has her legs grapevined around the midsection of Vert Vixen, trying to... Oh, look at that. Look at that. I gotta say, that might not be a part of the rule book here, Reality Wrestling.
Yeah, that's definitely not.
But I love the energy. I love the energy coming into 2022 for Promise Braxton.
Promise Braxton right now is just like an octopus with its tentacles just grapevined around Vert Vixen, squeezing out all the air out of the body. But it looks like Vert Vixen here getting back up to a vertical base. What's she got in mind?
Some short shots to the rib cage wasn't enough to slow Promise Braxton down, who just need Vert Vixen in the midsection. Looking for that enziguri, and it looks like she caught a piece of it there, Kirby. Not the full thing, but enough to knock Promise Braxton flat on her back.
Both women seem to be out right now. Referee Isaac Bouillon starting to count. If neither woman get back up to the count of 10, this match will be over.
You have to think the first woman to a vertical base, Brittany, will have the advantage.
Most definitely, these women have to be exhausted. They've both been going back and forth, tit for tat. But, oh, there's Vert with a kip up.
Vert Vixen back to her feet, so is Promise Braxton. These two women running at each other, playing a little chicken, but Vert Vixen is the one laying on the offense.
This could be all adrenaline though, Bren. How long is it gonna last? Oh, she got caught.
She got caught up, Trying to reverse it, some big stiff shots. Looking for a roll up there again. Oh my goodness. Keep catching her with these kicks. They look like they're effective. I can only imagine if she got 110% of that, we could see a definite winner right here from Vert Vixen. Vert Vixen though picking Promise Braxton up. Oh, big slam. This could be all if she can capitalize. If she can capitalize, cover 1, 2, 3. Oh, she got it, but wait a minute.
No.
What?
Wait a minute, no. Promise Braxton had her foot on the rope. Had her foot on the rope.
Referee definitely counted the 3, but you're right. The foot got on the rope just in time.
That might have been a mistake by the referee there, counting to 3.
Yeah.
Isaac Bouillon, typically a great referee, Brittany, but he definitely counted the 3, but Promise Braxton's foot was on the rope.
Her foot was on the rope before he hit that 3, and he caught it, and he's saying, no, this match will go on. And that ring awareness by Promise is so phenomenal.
Right now, Vert looking to finish it. Some short elbows to the jaw and the chin. The Rebel Buddhist has her up.
Oh, no.
Spin her around.
Oh.
Broken Promise.
The Broken Promise cover. 1, 2, 3. Vert Vixen had Promise Braxton dead to rights. Great ring awareness from the Rebel Buddhist. And then, I have to say, it looked like Vert Vixen again, Kirby, took her eye off the prize.
She definitely did not realize where she was in the ring, and that may have been what cost her. And she was so close, once again, so close to defeating Promise Braxton here in the Reality of Wrestling arena.
Great showing for both ladies. Going back to Vert Vixen, though, Brittany, we saw after Isaac Bouillon indicated that the foot was on the rope, she chose to protest his decision. She sat there and argued with the referee instead of turning her attention back to Promise.
She did, and I think that just sucked all of the win and momentum out of Vert. She was already tired and beaten down from this match, and when she was told no, it must go on, she could not focus and not comprehend that, and that is why she lost.
Absolutely a victory here for Promise Braxton. That makes 2 high-profile victories in a row for the Rebel Buddhist. And what a way to start off 2022. We expect to hear from the Reality of Wrestling champion, Will Allday, up next on Reality of Wrestling. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the front row of pro wrestling.